Hello everybody. Once again, before I start this video, I am still sick, so you might hear me cough, sniffle, any of the above, as much as you can think I might cough or sniff or, whatever. So, sorry in advance for anything like that happens. But let's get on with this, and also, let me say one more thing. Sorry for the gameplay in the background. It is ass. I'm just walking around. I could not find anything to do. The brightness isn't up on the video as much as I thought it was, and I played for like 30 minutes trying to capture gameplay, and it was all the same. So I just picked some random clips. So really sorry about the gameplay. I've been talking for 40 seconds now. Let's get into it. So this is my re-review of Dead 7 Days to Die, as you see by the title. I originally, if you didn't watch my old review, I shit on this game hard. I did not like it. I was pissed off about it. I was like, man, I really wanted a good zombie survival game. I was thinking this might get my fix, and it didn't. Of course, I didn't have high hopes from the trailer, so I was still skeptical, and I was hopeful at the same time. So when the game finally came out, my friend got it, we played it, and I called it ass, said it was pathetic. Originally there were a lot of bugs, game crashes, freezing. The graphics looked fucking pathetic. The game had a lot less content. Things didn't work. Zombies glitched. The AI was completely retarded. A bunch of fucking problems with the start of this game. I hated it so much. Also, I started on a random world when I first started playing, so there were no set towns or anything like that. Sorry about that. No set towns or anything like that. So basically, we're just wandering aimlessly through a randomly generated world with a bunch of half-made buildings and such. So it was not a very fun experience. Recently, my friend convinced me to go back and play it, and I started playing it, and I was already enjoying it a lot more. I didn't want to admit it, but I was actually enjoying myself. And as I got more and more into it, it was about 2 hours in, I was like, you know what, this isn't that bad. I'm probably going to re-review this game because it does not deserve as much hate as I gave it. And does it justify its $35 price tag? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how much you play this game. And it would probably get old pretty quick. I played it for probably 9 or 10 hours straight that day. Me and my friend, we got up to like day 14 or something like that. Just having a boatload of fun on the game. And then we got off. I died and he was alive, but I didn't feel like continuing. My controller messed up, stuff like that. So I just took a break from the game. But in those hours, I thoroughly was enjoying myself. The game has a great survival aspect in terms of you have to get food, water, you have to find shelter. Shelter is very important. You have to manage your heat. You can't wear too thick clothes. There was a lot of depth to this game that I did not give it credit for. And yeah, I was unfair in my original review. I think it deserves better. Whether I still think the game is super bad or not, that's different. I wasn't completely fair with this game. And after playing a lot more, I have to say this is a really good game. The two things haven't changed. The AI is still shit, but it's understandable. They are zombies, but it's similar to DayZ, as in they're just awful. Another game, The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, where they had awful zombie AI. It's just stupid. It's incredibly dumb. It doesn't work sometimes. They crawl up ladders and then fall to their deaths. The dogs will stand in the middle of the street and stare at a wall, and then the second you get like a little bit close to them, they just fucking take off and bolt. The zombies typically don't do a whole lot, but it doesn't make the game less bad because the game is a survival game, so you are focusing on survival. Now, on day 7, a giant horde comes to fight. Now, we were really prepared for this horde, and I have to say, it was really fun. It wasn't as big as I was going to have thought, but yeah, it was quite fun. We kept going past it, and we finally killed everything, and I built up this huge, nice house. And you're saying, well, why don't you have gameplay of that? It's because my friend hosted it, and he's not on, so I wasn't able to go ahead and get on that with him and get some gameplay from there. So sorry about that. You're going to have to deal with this shitty gameplay. This gameplay really doesn't justify how the game is because I'm just wandering on a randomly generated world looking through just containers, getting loot. There aren't even zombies spawning for some reason, even though it's night. It's just all sorts of fucked. So, really sorry about the gameplay again. But anyways, The game really does give you a challenging survival. You have to worry about infection. The only complaint I have about the survival is there should be sleep, and sometimes the clothing can be quite annoying. Like I'll be wearing not that much clothing, like just a t-shirt, some pants, and some armor, and my character will start going like 107 degrees. That's a little bit absurd, but it's not that big of a deal. It's something that can be fixed, and I'd like them to fix it. But anyways, the survival aspect of the game is challenging, it's fun, and it's genuinely a hoot, I guess, when you fucking find a good loot. Like, when you're going through a house and you find a gun safe, that excitement, you're like, yes, and a gun safe, and I tell my friend, Hacks, get over here, and then we'd start going at it with our pickaxe, hoping we get something good, or finding a town and looting the hell out of it, and then it's starting at nighttime, so you better go back inside, and when you first get into a town, you gotta set up shop, you gotta make your base, board it up, stuff like that. That's another thing, is, a lot of people call this a Minecraft with mods. That's what my friend called it. It really is. It has a very good crafting mechanic, different from Minecraft, but it also is similar, and you can build it up, but it's a lot more in depth. For example, you have to build the frame, and then you have to upgrade the frame to be a full block, and then you can upgrade the frame even more using iron and more wood, stuff like that. And it's really intricate. I really do like that. So the crafting is fantastic. I actually will give them a lot of praise for that. There's a lot to do, a lot to craft, a lot to find, a lot to build. You also have to find schematics to build certain things, like weapons. There's a lot of guns in this game. I was impressed with all the amount of guns. And you also get crate drops every once in a while, which will give you some stuff. And you can get all that stuff from it, and you might get some parts, or you might get medicine, or blah, 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 whatever. It gives you different stuff each time. There's also supposedly an end goal. When you start up a game that isn't like randomly generated, it gives you a message about finding a settlement that's like real and safe and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's actually in the game or not, but we haven't found it yet, so we're gonna continue to look for that. But yeah, 7 Days to Die is not an awful game. It has its problems. My biggest problem, and a lot of people would criticize me for this, is its graphics. I'm not a graphics whore. I wasn't pissed when the Division's graphics weren't as stellar as they were supposed to be, and I wasn't as pissed when Watch Dogs got its graphics downgraded. A bunch of things like that. I don't really criticize games on their graphics as long as they're reasonable. So, for example, if you have a cartoony game and you go the route of just using a cartoonish style, so that way you don't have to go for high, realistic graphics, I'm not going to criticize somebody for that. But if your game looks like it was made in 2005 for like an indie PC developer or something like that, then you've got a problem. But when Telltale publishes something like this, I expect quality from Telltale. And, they aren't known for their graphics, and this isn't made by Telltale, but I expect them to put forth some effort, fund the game a bit more, get them some better stuff, tech and stuff like that. So, overall, my re-review score for this game is a solid 7 out of 10. There are some issues, but they can all be quelled, and you can continue playing the game and enjoying it. So if you were turned off by my first review, here's this, and I really hope that you guys give this game a chance. Is it worth $30? Not really. I would wait for a price drop, maybe $20, $25 at the most. But other than that, the game's fantastic. I would get it. I would pay $20 for it. So tell me your opinions in the comments below. Tell me if you've played this game or if you enjoyed it or anything like that. And tell me if you disliked it and the reasons for that. And yeah, as always, I'll see you guys next time.